Hey, good morning, folks. Oh man, it's Friday morning. It's the end of another week. I'm excited to get through with this day, get through with the work week, and enjoy the weekend a little bit. And so I hope you are too. I hope you're ready for the weekend and just power through today and get through. We're going to be in Psalm 139 again. We've started this week. We're probably going to be at least a couple weeks in Psalm 139. Just there's so much to it. So we looked on Monday how that the Lord knows us, and how that's a challenge and encouragement. We looked on Wednesday that He knows our ways, He knows our words, and there's so many ways we could take that. But I talked about that person that's struggling, and maybe they feel like no one cares, no one knows what they're going through. Maybe they've even said those kind of things, and God hears that. God knows what we're going through, and He hears our words. He hears the cries of our heart, and He's calling unto us to come unto Him. Well, today, let's look at verses 5 and 6. In response to God knows us, and He knows our paths, He knows our words. Look what the psalmist said in verses 5 and 6. Thou hast beset me behind and before, and laid thine hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is high, I cannot attain unto it. This imagery here, thou hast beset me behind and before, and laid thine hand upon me. I picture in my mind, if you will, when you're walking down and maybe your dad would reach up and just put his hand on your shoulder. Maybe he wouldn't even say anything. Every now and then I'll do that to my kids. Maybe, Ryan's shorter, so maybe I put my hand on his head, or one of the others, I put my arm around them, or I put my hand on their shoulder or on their back. And what does I say? I mean, even if no words are spoken, it's kind of that, I'm right here. I'm right here for you. I've got you. I'm right here behind you. You don't have to worry about anything. Now, as a father, I do that. That I put my hand on my child's shoulder, on their back, as a kind of an affirmation that I'm here. Now, think what the psalmist is saying. He's talking about God, and he's saying, "You're before me. You're behind me. You've put your hand on me." I want you to think about that. God saying, hey, I know everything you're going through. I know your struggles. I know your victories. I know all of that. And I just want you to know I'm here for you. What does the psalmist say in response to that? That idea that God has placed his hand on his shoulder, on his back. He's right there for him. In verse 6, he says, such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is high, I cannot attain unto it. God, when I think about how you are there for me, you have me surrounded, you have your hand on me, you're constantly showing me, I got this, I hear you, I love you, I know you. And whenever I think about all that, God, man, it blows my mind. It's too much for me to comprehend. Like, why? Why would you do that? I fail you all the time. Why would you do that? I disappoint you all the time. I know I do. I have to, because you tell me to do one thing, so I do the other. You tell me to go somewhere, I go somewhere else. You tell me not to say certain things, and I say them. How could you still be there for me? How could you still do that? I don't understand. It's too much for me to comprehend. It's so high. It's so above me. It's so beyond. I cannot grasp it. But yet the psalmist still knows. I don't understand why, but I just know it's true. You've got me. You're there for me. Again, if you're struggling this week, month, year, it's 2020 after all. Just know, hey, God's there. Child of God, God's there. He's got his hand on you. He's before you. He's behind you. You may not understand why. You may feel like a failure. You may feel like nothing's working out for you. You may feel like everyone's deserting you. God's not. He said, I'll never leave you nor forsake you. And he is there for you. And he's got his hand on your shoulder, just letting you know, hey, I'm here. I haven't gone anywhere. And that's the other thing. In order to put your hand on someone, you got to be there, right? I can't be 5 miles down the road and put my hand on my kid's shoulder. I got to be there. I got to be present. And God is always present with us, no matter where we are or what we're going through. Again, I hope that'll be an encouragement to someone today. Have a great rest of the day and enjoy the weekend, and find somewhere to be at church on Sunday. If you're part of our church, we want to see you at church on Sunday. Maybe you're not local to us. Maybe you're not around here. Maybe you go to church somewhere else. Be in your church this Sunday. Just go. Let God be an encouragement to you. You take care. Bye-bye.